if you use Emacs, you have probably come across or also maybe tried out or thought about using a sort of integration for large language models, so ChatGPT and all the other AI stuff for Emacs. So I think there are a few of these out there, a few of these kind of integrations, so packages you can install into Emacs out there for integrating AI stuff. And of course there are a bunch of videos on YouTube about that and all of this stuff. And I kind of want to talk about why I think this is a terrible idea, or rather why I think this completely misses the point of Emacs, of free software in general. Yeah. And the reason is pretty simple. I mean, there are a few reasons. I mean, one very simple reason is, well, if you use AI, why do you need a powerful text editor? Like, if AI is just going to do your programming, your writing, why do you need to have a powerful text editor at your disposal? And you might say, well, because I need to edit the stuff the AI spits out. And I mean, yeah, okay, sure, fair point. But this, as with a lot of these things, will get less over time. The more AI improves, the less you will need to edit its output, right? Also, to input something to the AI, I mean, you could say, well, I need to edit the stuff and whatever, but again, the more AI improves, the less the less exact your input will need to be for it to know what you want it to do. But I think this is just a kind of minor point. If we compare it to like the big point, if you use AI, and this is not just within Emacs, but in general, if you use AI, you are outsourcing your thinking. And this is such a large point that it's kind of weird to even talk about it because it's so obvious. I mean, Emacs is a text editor. If we constrain it to Emacs in this discussion, Emacs is a text editor, and it's kind of I don't want to say, it is a kind of tool within the realm of computers. And it's a tool which you do not use with your hands. Of course, you use Emacs with your hand. You use the keyboard with your hands and all the stuff. But really, what you use Emacs or really any computer with is your mind. You think, and then you kind of manifest these thoughts within your text editor. So you write out the thing you want to write out, right? So, and writing, if we take it like that, writing, like any kind of writing, be it on a computer or on paper, it's not really your hands that are important, but rather your mind, what you are thinking. This is what the actual output depends on, if we take it like that, right? So, again, integrating AI into Emacs completely, it also completely misses the point of free software. So if you care about free software, about like, or we can say free and open source software. So what I want to say is, if you care about like all the aspects of free and open source software that are not efficiency related. So for example, you care about privacy, you care about control, you care about, well, freedom in general, then obviously using any kind of AI is a terrible idea, because it's the exact opposite. Again, you're outsourcing your thinking, and you're not outsourcing it to just a friend, a relative, some guy on the internet. No, you're outsourcing it to what? To a giant machine, to a giant corporation, to something that not only do you not know what it's doing, and do you not have control of it, but no one does. No one in the world knows what any AI is doing, because they are too complex. It's impossible to understand them. Of course, we can have like, and I mean, this is a general problem in AI, right? The kind of plausibility problem, I guess. So to make the output plausible, like why is it outputting that and not this, and all this kind of stuff, and also the problem of determinism. So why is it now outputting something different than just a second ago when we gave it the same input, and stuff like that. Of course, these are like problems in AI that people who are working in this field know and all the stuff, but the main point here is that they cannot be solved. So, I mean, this is just kind of, I'm just kind of putting out some points, but these are all, if I just say them like that, they seem like solvable problems, so they don't really get at the heart of things. And, I mean, as always, there are lots of opinions, and oh yeah, we can use AI, but if we just constrain the kind of fields in which we use them, we can still have it like privacy respecting, or not privacy, but freedom respecting and all this stuff. And oh, if we self-host AI and all this kind of stuff, blah, blah. But really the point is you need to think. You need to think and not just like superficial mainstream, oh yeah, AI can be a tool and can be used and blah, blah, all this bullshit. But you actually need to think about the thing, like about AI in this case. So you might have already, I've kind of talked about this article in like, well, I've mentioned this article in like 2 or 3 other videos of mine. So I recently, or some time ago, wrote an article, Revolt Against the AI World. It's not that long, and it doesn't touch on all the points. Like the more I've thought about it, the more I kind of see where I maybe missed some points, or I could like kind of add to that, but whatever. Like, I would recommend you read this if you care about like this kind of stuff and want to know what's what and want to kind of think about this in like not as restricted terms as normal people tend to think about these things. And as always, I also recommend you read The Technological Society by Jacques Ellul, which is a very long, well, not very long, but very, it is a bit long, but it's a very important book to understand really anything about the modern world. And without it, I think it's yeah, naive to think to be able to understand really how things are nowadays. So it really kind of strikes at the heart of things. All right, so yeah, I guess that's it. I just kind of wanted to make this video because I like the more I'm confronted with this kind of AI stuff, the more I find it just laughable. And especially if we're talking about like emacs and free software and all this kind of stuff and Linux and all this, it's kind of, it seems super stupid to even think about this stuff, like integrating AI into emacs. Like that's like I cannot even like say how terrible of an idea that is and how it completely misses the point of everything that free software and emacs and all this kind of stuff is for. So yeah, and I mean, let me also add this. There are no 2 opinions on this. Like, there aren't, really. So if you think differently about this, again, I recommend you read my article, and also recommend you read The Technological Society by Jacques Ellul. And trust me, if you get to the end of The Technological Society, you will not like think, oh yeah, we can use AI for, oh yeah, it's a great tool and it's freedom, blah blah blah. No, not at all. That's it. Have a nice day.